It's a last day title decider here in the E4 Championship. Hello everyone and welcome back to Monza, where it is time to continue the story of round number 3 of the campaign. Our final round of the E4 Championship in 2025. It is race number 2. We've got 2 races in total coming up, and this is the first of them here on this Sunday. Well, it is great to have your company wherever you might be watching from in the world. As I've mentioned, we've got a title to decide, and a title that could be decided by the end of today's race. Key Nakamura-Berta's victory yesterday puts him further in front of his rival for the title, Gabriel Gomez. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. 5.793 miles. We've got 7 turns to the right, 4 to the left. I think a way that people like to describe this venue is it is a lot of straights separated by chicanes. I think that's always a good way to look at it. We've got an interesting grid. You can currently see it on battle screen at the moment for the first time here on JBMotorsports 2 actually. In terms of our 4 extra junior series we've covered this year, we've actually had a title go down to the final day because, well, it was decided yesterday in Freca, it was decided a weekend before in GB3, and it was decided a day before in Italian F4. Here is the Italian F4 champion trying to win E4 though.
We'll try to manage it. Obviously, we'll go for the win if the chances are there, but you know, we also have to think about the championship as well. So, yeah, we'll see.
That is Key Nakamura-Berta talking about his chances of getting himself to a race victory, but also making sure that he considers that he is fighting for the title as well. He mentioned after winning the Italian F4 Championship, okay, yes, he'd won that, but the job wasn't done. He still has one more title to go and chase, and that is here. That is today. Is it going to be decided right now, or are we going to see it go on towards race number 3? Okay, here's our grid though. Key Nakamura-Berta next to Rino Franco, who is a very aggressive driver, so definitely keep an eye on him getting his elbows out. Ari Bansal, P3, what a great job from the GB4 champion. He's next to Newman Chi. Anurag is in 5th, he was fighting in that top 5 yesterday. Gabriel Gomez is going to have to get a good start like yesterday. He'll go from 6th. Kostic and Weldon, 7th and 8th. As well on the grid. Weldon, of course, fought for the win all the way till the last lap. He got a penalty, more on that in a moment. Salim Hanna in 9th, and then it is Weiss in 10th position. Kraling is in 11th, and then it is Dante Vinci in 12th for Van Amersfoort Racing. Bondarev, a winner this year in Italian F4 in 13th. Alexander Ruta, who was off the road yesterday, in 14th. Consani in 15th, and then Macagnani in 16th, the Ferrari Junior as well. Great to have him joining us as well. Maximilian Popov is next to Nicholas Cortez, and then Alexander Savinkov next to Badr Al-Salati. Nanji stalled on the grid yesterday, and it's a Prema row with Dupe alongside. Albag is next to Evan Michelini, who will go from 24th. Then it's Emily Cotti next to Matilda Pants, who of course was the wild card for F1 Academy in Canada. Alex Powell is next to Abdullah Kamel. And then we have Ginevra Panzeri next to Andre Rodriguez. Peyton Vescott, she was in the F1 Academy test as well a few weeks ago. She's in 31st. Ludovica Busso will go from 32nd position. And those are our cars on the grid. Of course, the opportunity has faded away in a big way for Alex Powell. A terrible qualifying has meant that he will no longer fight for this E4 championship. Such a big disappointment, but as we've mentioned, it is a big day. Key Nakamura-Berta is trying to become the first ever driver to win the Italian F4 Championship along with the E4 Championship. We've so far, ever since 2023, which was the first year of this introduction of E4, we have seen 2 different drivers win Italian F4 and E4. Last year, Freddie Slater won at this level, Italian F4, but it was Akshay Bora who took the crown. So, we are used to seeing different champions, but Key Nakamura-Berta has been such a dominant champion this year. He is in the fight, and he is going to try and take this. Vesco, by the way, has a 4 place grid penalty coming into this race. That's what she's starting a few more places down than she would have wanted. That was due to contact with Guy Albach. That was in yesterday's race number 1 as well. So it's going to be interesting to see whether she can recover. 6th place penalty for Busa. As you can see, plenty of penalties and a huge level of penalties being given as well. Camille had also been given a 10-second penalty. That was actually added to his race 1 time for a jump start, so it will not have any effect for this. Salim Hanna was given a penalty as well, a 10-second due to a jump start at the same time. So we'll keep an eye and see what Salim Hanna is going to be able to do, but everyone will try and avoid that jump start, I am sure, when it comes to today's contest. The cars are getting themselves into position on the grid now. What can the PHM driver do coming into this? But yes, Weldon's penalty, by the way, just to explain to you, was a 5-second due to overtaking Gomez under the safety car conditions in yesterday's race. So, here we go then. The E4 Championship about to get going. The title fight heating up in a big way. The penalty for Weldon promoted Gomez up to 2nd place to lower the advantage that KNB gets. We'll keep you updated throughout this in terms of how this championship fight is going to go. Are we going to see it decided in this race, or will it go down to a last race decider later on this afternoon? Not long to wait to find out. It is KNB on pole position once again. Reno Franco is alongside in the PHM. The battle towards Retafilo chicane will begin right now. E4 is racing at Monza, and I think Reno Franco has got a good getaway, already putting the pressure on the Italian F4 champion as the Van Amersfoorts are battling away further back. But who's going to have the lead by the time they hit the anchors? Right about now, lock up for Franco, lock up by KNB, lock up as well by Gomez. Gomez has gone round. Gabriel Gomez spins around, and the chance of the title fades away right down at the opening corner of the racetrack. Can you believe what we've just seen? Gabriel Gomez goes round, and that is such a disappointment for him. He's lost a car, and that is a chance gone of fighting for the E4 Championship. So it is advantage KNB, who's got the lead now away from Franco into the 2nd chicane. Absolute drama for the Brazilian driver, and now it is all open for KNB to take the title by the end of today and become the first ever driver to win Italian F4 and E4 in the same year. What an absolutely extraordinary moment. Not for Gomez. It's not one that he'll want to remember. Drama strikes down at the Retafilo chicane. It had been such a good start. I was about to mention there was a lockup by him, and then he goes off the road. That is absolutely the worst start that Gabriel Gomez could have had. And we saw Matteo Di Paolo's chances fade away yesterday in Fracas. We have just seen Gabriel Gomez's chance of the title go as well. And motorsport can just be cruel like that. We were looking forward to a great championship fight, but a great championship fight that I don't think will go any further than the race start. I mean, realistically, it's still a long race, but it's realistically still a long race. And no, hold on. It isn't Gomez. It isn't Gomez. He's still running in 5th. The live timings are trying to suggest he's still running in 5th. Big confusion here. So was he not taken out? Well, apologies on that. No, he's still running. He's still running. In the contest, we thought it was all over. He's still running. Well, apologies on that. We thought he was out. I apologise. I can only apologise. He's not out. Oh, contact! And round we go. Spinning to the back of the field, Alexander Ruta. And that is going to be contact there into the opening chicane. Ruta had such a good start, and it has all gone a little bit wrong. I can only apologise, though. It wasn't Gabriel Gomez. Like Alex Jake said at the end of the F2 feature, I chose my own adventure there, everybody. Reno Franco round the outside. Oh! As well, Reno Franco trying to make the move. So, the number 62 is off. So, who was off then? Who was off? So, okay, so Gomez is still running. Oh, I'm sorry for that opening lap call. Took us time to realise as well, but I so thought that was it. It was an extraordinary getaway off the line. And yes, sorry for that opening lap. Okay, Key Nakamura Berta, and then Zenarishi, and then Rino Francot. Your top three on the circuit. Gomez is in fourth. He is still in contention. The title dreams have not faded. The dreams of the championship are still all alive for Gabriel Gomez. So what's going to happen? He's going to... So it is... Okay, so it isn't actually... So it wasn't a spin at that precise moment for Gabriel Gomez. So he thought it was Gomez who went round, but it really wasn't. Gomez is still running in position. And everything is okay. Everything is okay. The title dreams aren't over. More contact. Albag's gone round. That is live pictures. He's been taken out in the opening turns off the racetrack. We've got to more contact. So it was Ari Bansal then who goes round in the similarly coloured car, the US racing car, and he's gone round. So it's Ari Bansal who went round as they made their way through back onto the circuit. But Peyton Vescott, they're making big contact. Surprised Key Nakamura Berta survived. And I'm also surprised that we don't have a safety car. Also really surprised that we don't have a safety car. But no, the dream is alive. Still for Gabriel Gomez. It may be a fading dream, but it is all still on. As they make their way through. It is so rare to see anyone else in the US racing colours fight at the front. It's been Gomez. And it has been a struggle for most of the other drivers. And it's caught us out of the first opportunity. Huge lockup for Key Nakamura Berta. Big lockup by Rino Francot. I thought he was going to turn that into an overtake. He had to, or he was going to run into the back. He'll go off the road. He'll rejoin. Fastest lap of the contest. Going the way of Gabriel Gomez. Trying to hunt down and close the gap in the battle for the Drivers' Championship today. He's getting closer and closer. Is he going to be able to find a way through? Is he going to be able to do anything? Gabriel Gomez is right on the back. And he's looking to put the pressure on Rino Francot as well. As the cars make their way through. But no, Gabriel Gomez is okay. He is there. I'd just like to reassure you, this is radio commentary at the end of the day. So I would like to reassure you that the dream is still alive for him. It was an Abu Dhabi type situation like F2 last year, if everyone remembers that. Where we got it wrong up here on JB Motorsports and the world feed. Alex Jakes in his final ever race got that a bit mixed up. So apologies. I'll have to go check whether Chris got that one right. But yeah, unfortunately, as I've done the entire season of this championship, it's just what I'm used to. Well, Chris maybe avoided it because he's only coming for this round and he's only doing this. Gabriel Gomez moving up to third position. Gabriel Gomez moves up to third. He's able to go round the outside. And Gabriel Gomez is on the attack. He wants to go and fight for this championship battle. And he is absolutely proving it at the moment. Over the line we go. Gabriel Gomez in third. Wants second place. Can he try and get it by the time he gets down towards turn one? Weldon is wheel to wheel as well. So it's Seb Weldon next to Rino Francot, the driver who started on the front row. Can they pick their braking point? Through the opening few turns. All still to play for. Weldon stands on the power. It's going to be a race out of Curva Grande, surely towards the Della Roggia chicane. Which driver is going to be the one who is going to emerge in front, I wonder? Let's find out. They're still side by side. Weldon's having a look round the outside. Rino Francois tries to cover the inside and he just backs out of it in the end. Can't fight that one any longer. We've seen some great moves on the brake. We've seen some great defensive driving come in from the driver of Rino Francois. But the PHM not able to contend at the front in this. Just doesn't have the pace. You of course had the powerhouses really of yesterday's race forging their way back to the front, even with being in so many different grid positions. It's allowing Kei Nakamura to break clear as he tries to chase down and win this championship, but Gabriel Gomez definitely has something to say about it. He's trying to chase and pass Shi at the moment. Well, how different could this race have been had that actually been Gabriel Gomez who had been spun? But no, it was Ari Bansal who went round in towards the final corner. Here's the chance now for Gabriel Gomez to go back on the attack. So it's Gomez versus Shi. Gomez tucked directly in the slipstream, and Shi will cover the inside line. Gomez will pull out. This is big for his championship hopes. There is no longer any more cars in between himself and his rival for the title. That is Shi cleared. Next up is Kei Nakamura. Can he now close down the over 2 second gap to go and win this race to give himself a chance of winning the title later on today? Kabiranarag sets the fastest lap of the race. It's still a long shot, but it is a shot, most of all, for Gabriel Gomez, the Brazilian driver. You don't know what's going to happen. It's very easy for someone to be spun out, to be hit out, like we saw for Ari Bansal at that race start. Alexander Bondarev looking to attack, that is Kostic as well at the same time. So Kostic coming under a little bit of pressure at the moment. Bondarev, who had a bit of a nightmare at this circuit. If everyone remembers back to race 1 at the Italian F4 Monza weekend, where he was leading, where he was on his way to what could have been the win by the end of it, and then he dramatically spun out at the Ascari chicane. Kind of like what we saw from Ugo Igachukwu, if everyone remembers, also in the Formula 3. So we've seen it twice happen to those drivers who were contending at the front. It's just very disappointing. Bondarev, I'm happy that he was able to go and later on in that Italian F4 season grab a victory. That was so important. Weldon is trying to charge his way through, by the way, into that third position. Is he going to go for it into Parabolica? Sensible thing to do is wait for the long straight you're about to get. And that is exactly what the Prema man will do. So he'll now be up against his teammate Newman. She will be on the defensive, I am sure. Sebastian Weldon pulls out alongside, trying to get the overspeed. A bit of a difficult scenario here because actually she was getting the toe of Gomez. No longer the toe. Into the braking zone. Weldon takes the place. Meanwhile, Rino Francois coming under pressure from Anurag. Anurag who's looked quick this weekend, if I can get my words out correctly. Across this weekend of racing, the yellow flags are flying further back as well. So yes, we've got the yellow flags flying, and meanwhile we have a battle going on. Kabiranarag trying to clear Rino Francois, darting left, darting right, trying to sell the dummy down there in towards the braking zone. You need more than a dummy to scare a driver like Rino Francois off the road though. We've got 17 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock to go. We've got a 10-second time penalty that will be added after the race for Michelini. So a bit of a disappointment for them in terms of the battle between Gabriel Gomez and Kei Nakamura for this title. I can tell you the gap was 1.7. It's gone back down to 2 seconds. We haven't seen it, but I can tell you at the moment that it is Alexander Bondarev, the driver who had some form of a moment. So Bondarev is the driver who has dropped down on our timing board. We make our way into the final corner now. And it is going to be another chance down the iconic pit straight here at Monza. Coming the way of the Alpine Junior. A bit of a mixed season, we have to say, for Anurag. He definitely was not loving life when it came to Misano, I can assure you, in the Italian F4 finale. If you're Gabriel Gomez, ideally you want a safety car. You need a safety car to close down this gap. It is very hard to close down a bit of a gap. Fastest lap going the way of Seb Weldon. I was looking further back to see whether we would get a move as well incoming, as the field continued to attack through the Curva Grande. But yes, ideally if you're Gomez, you want a safety car. You need a safety car in this to try and get onto the back of Key Nakamura Berta. Kabir Anurag trying to go all the way around the outside. Would have been extraordinary up against Reno Francot, who once again will get the left elbow out, get the right elbow out, and maintain P5. Doing bits for PHM at the moment. Okay, another way, if we're not going to get a safety car, which is very rare for an E4 race, if you joined us yesterday, you'll know. It was a situation of safety cars breed safety cars in yesterday's contest. You have to feel for Ari Bansal across both contests this weekend so far as well. Okay, another thing that they can do is Gomez and Weldon can slipstream each other to get themselves to Key Nakamura Berta. Now, of course, there's a few things we have to consider with that. They're both going to be doing it for different reasons. So, Gomez will be doing it for his championship hopes. Weldon will probably want to get one up on K&B after yesterday. He'll want to end this season with some victories as well. So, you've got both two different interests. I wonder whether Prema, though, they can be like, yeah, okay, we've let you guys fight all season long. Help the driver of Key Nakamura Berta now win the title. It is, of course, while in feeder series there is no driver, there's no team orders really. But in a scenario like this, where if someone is in a championship fight, it can be implemented for certain specific scenarios. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe, especially later on, if the championship actually is looking close. So if we are heading into the finale and Gomez has a chance to win it or something, then we will probably need to, there will probably be conversations to be like, support Key Nakamura Berta, do this, do that, to make sure he takes the crown by the end of today as well. I'm sure they would have gone into this weekend with the conversation of, okay, Weldon, you are still an outsider, there's multiple outsiders, so we're not going to enforce anything, you guys can, you know, race, but I wonder whether if it does get close, we will see something else. Okay, Ari Bansal off the road. Such a shame for Ari Bansal. That is a dramatic way to end his day of racing. Bansal, who of course found himself with a spin or an incident at the start, with an incident at the same part of the circuit. He's got into a bit of a clatter there with, I think that's one of the... okay, so that is going to be the number 52 who he's got into, and that will be Alexander Savinkov. And yes, that car will not be moving anytime soon. And we will now get the safety car. The safety car's out, and as I mentioned, that is big. That is big in the context of the championship. That is big in the context of the race. But yeah, not a dramatic crash. Not a dramatic crash, everybody. Just a bit of a normal crash, but a normal crash which sees the safety car come out. One car needing to be cleared as well. Great to see Ari Bansal out of the car. They're immediately on the recovery, though. The marshals are very, very quick. Honestly, had they not been that quick, I think we may have had a safety car for an entire race yesterday. It means we can avoid the red flags and we can keep going. We can keep the schedule on track, which yesterday it absolutely wasn't. We had to start a race. I think we were 45 minutes delayed or something closer to that as well in yesterday's contest. Will be in the afternoon. Will be the last actually few races I think that are going to be taking place around Monza as well. So there is a lot of Porsche Carrera Cups. There's a lot of other racing that is going to be had in between. So just warning you in case we are not on time. It might be a similar scenario to yesterday where the stream isn't starting for us, and that'll be exactly the reason why in terms of that. There is always a chance on these weekends that with a lot of racing in between when I speak to you now and next, that a lot can happen. So yeah, luckily as we are at the end of the day, of course, we've got a bit more time in the world. All the clocks have gone back an hour as well. That's happened to Monza, that's happened here in the UK as well. So hopefully the safety car can come in at the end of this lap, because I think they already had Ari Bansel's car already with the tractor. They just need to, I think, get that out of the way and drive it back off the circuit, and our contest should be able to continue, and race control agree, because the safety car will be in at the end of this lap. So, just to bring you a bit of an update in terms of how this race looks. We've talked a lot about those drivers at the front. So it's Key, Nakamura, Berta, and Gomez. Okay, I think we've talked about enough about their championship and their hopes. We've also described to you Weldon and his hopes from P3 on this restart. She's in 4th, and then Reno Frankfurt in 5th. He'll continue to defend, I'm sure, from Anurag. And then it's Salim Hanna in 7th. Kostik is 8th. Weiss and Popov complete our top 10. Great drive so far from Weiss as well. Popov looking to try and finish in that top 10. He, of course, is already confirmed to be racing in the Freck Championship next year. Okay. Our rookie winner, by the way, as it stands, would be Newman Shi. Just to give you guys a bit of a information on that. But here we go. A big moment coming up. We saw how important the safety car restarts were yesterday. Key Nakamura Berta on most of those safety car restarts, of course, went on the exit of the final corner. In one of them, the final one that we had yesterday, he completely went different just to catch Gomez out. Or Sebastian Weldon out in that case. But today, let's see where he's going to go. So he can try trick the field. The whole field is waiting in behind. This is a big moment in the championship battle. Gabriel Gomez really needs to finish this race as the winner, score maximum amount of points. And now, Key Nakamura Berta takes us to the green flags, and Gabriel Gomez will be with him. Gabriel Gomez is going to go with him. Big moment in the context of this championship fight now. Round the final corner, the Parabolica and the Prema driver getting all sideways, actually even coming round the final turn, and the slipstream will go the way of Gabriel Gomez, and Key Nakamura Berta knows it because he's trying to break the toe. Here we go. Top 2 in the championship are about to go wheel to wheel. Key Nakamura Berta trying to clinch things by the end of this race. Gomez knows he has to win, knows he has to give himself the best chance of the title. He pulls to the outside line. Gomez versus Key Nakamura Berta into the first turn. It's wheel to wheel on the brakes. Gomez can't go round the outside, and K&B keeps hold of that position. One of the Van Amersfoort cars goes absolutely straight on at the first turn, and he was always going to find their way to the wall. We'll bring you up to date in terms of who that driver is. Might actually be Andre Rodriguez, possibly, who has gone off the road in the background. But Key Nakamura Berta back to the defence. Weldon looking to attack as well. Gomez tries to get through. They're still in the same order. Round the outside goes Reno Frankot, though. Can he get into 4th? That was the aim as well. He's going to get the inside line. He's still side by side. And by Lisma 1, he's done it. He's taken it. Yellow flags are out. And I wonder what will happen as well to that VAR car. So, interesting stuff as the field make their way through. Let's take a look at a replay of the absolute calamity that was had at the first turn. The marshals quickly having to get out of the way. It was always going to be into the wall, I think. It was always going to be that way. Key Nakamura Berta trying to break clear. That is a hard task to do around this Monza circuit, though. Very hard. Oh, big crash through the Ascari chicane. Is everyone going to be able to take avoiding action? We will hope so. Both cars have got themselves to either sides of the road, which is very important. The battling continues. So yes, it isn't going to be a big crash in terms of other cars collecting, and that is so important. We avoided that yesterday at the part of the circuit where the drivers are going through now. We'll surely need another safety car. So now, can Gomez take this position? Can Weldon actually take this position? He looks closer to Gomez than he is to K&B at the front. So, interesting things going on in terms of the battle for the lead, but then we get down to the yellow flags. So the yellow flags are still out. So that was Cortez. And was that Alexander Savinkov, I wonder, who was fighting? The car's gone through the runoff area. I'm a bit concerned because the yellow flags are out. So, okay. The battling now can continue through the Curva Grande. And Gabriel Gomez under pressure from Sebastian Weldon, who comes up the inside. Weldon takes the place in towards the Della Roggia chicane, and K&B is going to be a fan of this. Weldon costing Gomez the chance right now to fight with Key Nakamura-Bata, who's breaking clear. They're side by side through Elismo 1, and Key Nakamura-Bata is going to now be chased down by Sebastian Weldon, who moves through to second place in the race. Safety car's out. That was such an important move. Such an important move. Safety car is out. Okay. And breathe once again in the championship. Okay, I think it's going to be Savinkov keeping his foot in on the inside. And then getting themselves into Cortez. And they find themselves out of the race. Disappointment. I think that is Cortez able to continue. Savinkov out. As we take a look at a replay of it from two different perspectives. But yeah, it can always get close to the Ascari chicane. And we were all definitely hoping at that moment, in that precise moment, that they wouldn't be collected by anyone else. As I mentioned, that's two different incidents across this weekend where we've had cars spinning in the middle of the road, and we just hope everyone can avoid. But luckily, as I mentioned, they were either side of the road, so you basically had one on the left, one on the right, and the middle part was clear. Had the middle part not been clear, that is when we get to contact territory, and a sight that we definitely don't want to see. Head-on incidents as well, which so much of the field, you go through the Ascari chicane, so you're not aware of it until you get to the gravel being kicked up everywhere, and then it's right in front of you, the incident. So you don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to be interested to see how this restart's going to play out. So, has Weldon been told to play the team game? Of course, he went full on the attack of Gomez. Was that just Weldon being Weldon in the hope of him getting to the race win? Was that Weldon helping his teammate? We will only find out on the restart how this one goes. How much does he attack Key Nakamura-Bata? How much is he going to go on the charge? That, I think, will give us a huge idea in terms of how they are working at Prema in terms of this race. I can definitely see it changing heading into the finale if it really closes up between Gomez and Key Nakamura-Bata. Okay, we are against the clock. 4 minutes on the clock to go. We'll have one lap beyond that. We should be able to get this one resumed, at least for a minimum one lap. I know they have two different cars to clear up, but as I mentioned, they've been very quick, so I assume we shouldn't be spending too long behind this safety car as well. So, in terms of the changes that we had on that safety car restart, Rino Francot moved up past Shi, so rather than coming under threat from Anurag, he was actually able to get a good restart and went on the attack and took fourth place. Weldon, of course, moved through into second. Popov gained 2 positions, and Weiss lost out a few places as well. So, not a good restart for Weiss. He went down to 11th position. Popov from 10th to 8th. So, a few changes came in on that restart. Monza restarts. I mean, you can expect a lot to happen by the time we get on the gas through the final corner and you hit the Rettifilo chicane. And usually we don't even get to see it because 9 times out of 10 there's a battle for the lead down towards the braking zone on a safety car restart. So we don't even get to see some of the chaos in behind. So it's very important to bring you up to date under the safety car of things that have happened. I have to say fair play to Alex Powell, driver 12th. As I mentioned, poor qualifyings across the entire round have meant that the championship hopes have faded away for him, for the Jamaican sensation Ian Silvestrian likes to call him. As it stands, Key Nakamura-Bata would become the the E4 champion as well. He's already won the Italian F4 championship, so as it stands, Key Nakamura-Bata would be taking the crown. So safety car is coming in, as we've mentioned. And now it is going to be interesting to see how this one's going to play out. Gomez needs to at least try and get himself into second place. It'll be so important for him now. We will make our way and get ready to see how this one's going to play out. Okay, so a huge moment in terms of Weldon. Weldon will play a big part in this. I think he'll play a big part in this whichever way this goes. Whether it goes the way of Key Nakamura-Berta, whether it goes the way of Gabriel Gomez, he's going to play a huge part in this. And Key Nakamura-Berta is waiting. Remember, he's wasting a lot of time on the clock as well. But it's a natural thing here at Monza that you need to do. You need to try to catch your rivals out. And Key Nakamura-Berta slowing the field up to walking pace. As we have seen, they're all spread out around this Monza circuit, waiting for the opportunity to be able to go. It is such a long wait. They're all fanning out, 3 wide, 4 wide, further back. You can definitely tell we're reaching the end of the race. He's definitely letting the clock run out and making sure this is a restart where he tries to catch out the drivers in behind. We're coming up to the corner of Parabolica. They're going to have to get to single file very shortly. Weldon now places the car on the outside line, and Key Nakamura-Berta has gone round the final corner. Key Nakamura-Berta finally gets his foot down, and we are green once again in the E4 Championship. It is going to be the penultimate lap of the race we head into now, and Weldon chasing down his teammate as well, and Gomez already on the charge. Gabriel Gomez is on the charge, he's on the attack of Sebastian Weldon, trying to go through into second place. Is Gomez going to go and challenge for the race leader, I wonder? Is he going to find an open door? Gomez is boxed in. Lock up by Key Nakamura-Berta. Gomez tries to go round the outside of Sebastian Weldon. Do they get through? A few cars scamper over the road. Oh no! Contact once again at the opening turn of the circuit. That is going to be Vinci, who is out of the race. And Dante Vinci has come into contact there as well with one of the other drivers, so this is vital. Reno Francot moving through to second place. Big moment. Is Key Nakamura-Berta gonna be able to take the championship in this race? Not as it stands, because Gomez is back through to second place. Absolutely extraordinary scenes. Now, Weldon is being mugged. He's losing positions. This is wild stuff out of the race as well. So it's Vinci out along with Dupe, who's also gone from the contest. Are we going to be heading to another safety car? Surely we will, because they're not going to let this one run when the cars are in the middle of the circuit. We're going to have to end this one behind the safety car. And such an important moment, such a big moment. So now, as it stands, as the safety car comes out, it is going to be the championship heading down to the final race. Extraordinary. So, there we go. 24 points in total. So while the task will be enormous, while it will be such a big ask, it is still a possibility. It is still a last race decider for the E4 title. It is game on for the championship. Later on, it'll be an outside chance, but if we're going 3 wide, if we're going 4 wide like we're seeing in this race, expect every chance to have opportunity. A bit of a disappointing, I think, crash at that specific moment between those two drivers. It just happened on that restart, and I think they'll be disappointed about that. Here we go, on to the final lap of the race. It'll be behind the safety car. I sound very excited, but I'm just happier that we have a final race decider in the E4 Championship. Quite a contrast. Quite a contrast to the scenario. That I presented you on the opening lap with. Wow. Absolutely. Fair play, though. Fair play, Alex Powell. 27th on the grid to P12 as well. Okay? Absolutely brilliant from Alex Powell. Okay. We are behind the safety car. We're going to go through the runoff area. We cut over to the fans. The fans nice and early here at Monza. as well, all getting ready to watch some great motor racing across this day, I am sure. We go through the runoff area. Confirmation by race control that this contest will end behind the safety car. That is to be expected. But yeah, E4 and Italian F4 like letting them race anyway. Even if the car's out of harm's way, they like letting them race with just the yellow flag in that specific sector. But the issue in this scenario is that it's in the middle of the circuit. So if it's in the middle of the circuit, there's nothing you can do at all. Like, you can't do anything in specific, is the way I'm thinking of it. And I think they definitely think of it, and I think that's the way they should think of it. Realistically, if there's an incident and it's blocking the middle of the circuit, there's no way you can actually go motor racing. Safety always has to take priority. Remember, these are young drivers, they are still learning, and they still have a lot of growth to have as well. So there can be more errors in this championship compared to definitely what you'll be seeing later on for Formula 1 Mexico City Grand Prix for them. But, you know, it's a whole progression. And really, they'll continue to make these type of errors all the way until the F2 level. And even in Formula 1, you'll always at some point see the term a rookie error used in Formula 1, and it happens. Okay, I think we got a good chunk of racing in, I think. Of course, we got to the scenario where safety cars breed safety cars, like yesterday. But most of all, we went racing for a good chunk of the race earlier on. Until Larry Bansell had that contact. I think it was quite a decent running from all of the drivers. Some great racing, some great battling. But that is open wheel racing for you at Monza. Just the way it goes. Okay, Key Nakamura Berta then. About to get himself to the checkered flag moment. He won't win the title, but he'll definitely put himself a step closer to it. So Gabriel Gomez then will make his way in towards the final corner. Well, he can back the whole field up. No one will be able to overtake him. That's actually one thing they've got to be careful to field. We had a few penalties given yesterday for overtaking under safety car. So you have to make sure that you tuck directly in behind. It's not really a safety car restart. It's the last lap. Just focus on getting home. Just get the car across the line. And make sure you don't overtake. And make sure you stay in the position that you are supposed to finish this race. And you can see Gabriel Gomez. Well, usually you'd be tucked behind your racing rival through the parabolica. Not interested. Just wants to make sure that he does nothing wrong to give himself a penalty. Because any penalties for him will just mean that he'll get himself out of championship range. And you don't know what will happen. It's very easy in this championship to see one driver having the worst luck and the other having the dream scenario. And while that didn't happen for Gabriel Gomez a lot across Italian F4 and this season, he'll hope that it does happen later on. We've got a last race decider, thanks to Gabriel Gomez finishing in second, but it is Key Nakamura Berta across the line to win at the Temple of Speed. He does the double here at Monza. He takes back-to-back race victories with race 1 and race number 2. Gomez will try and contend for the title later on, but it will be a huge ask. Reno Francot, good third position. Some great driving behind the safety car in terms of the safety car restarts to go on the attack as well. But the E4 Championship will go down to the title finale, race number 3. Looking forward to that. Really excited to see how that is going to play out. Key Nakamura Berta though, just going to be hoping to get himself to the title with a nice and easy drive. But you know, for Gomez, the difference between Gomez and Key Nakamura Berta will be one's got the championship, basically. Say Key Nakamura Berta's got the championship, and Gomez has nothing to lose. One does have something to lose. That's the difference. K&B's the winner. Gomez in second means it's a last race decider. Reno Franco third, Sebastian Molden, and then Nuben Shi. Next up, Andrea Koshik, Kabiranarag, Maximilian Popov, Salim Hanna, and Andy Konsani completing your top 10. Weiss, Powell, Al Salati, Bondarev, Makagnani, Nanji, Ruta, Buso, Pats, and Peyton Vescott completing your second page of the order as well. A rookie podium for Andy Konsani as well. He'll be very delighted with that one, I'm sure. Cotti, Albach, Kamel, Panzeri, Cortez, Michelini, Kraling, Vinci, and Charles Dupe. In terms of your finishers, and then plenty of retirements, as you can see, to the bottom of your screen. 156 points for Key Nakamura Berta. Gabriel Gomez with 132. Being and making the move for second place was so important, or we would have been crowning Key Nakamura Berta the champion under that safety car at that moment. Reno Franco in third, Sebastian Weldon fourth, Alex Powell is in fifth position in those standings. All looking exciting, all looking interesting. Any form of penalty, by the way, for any drivers, I can assure you, is going to be costly. I can definitely assure you will be costly because of, you know, everyone finishing behind the safety car. So any form of position penalties, time penalties, will hurt your race. Let's just hope. Well, Gomez wouldn't mind, I think, if Key Nakamura Berta got one. I don't think he'll mind. And, you know, to be fair, I don't know what Key Nakamura Berta would want in terms of Gomez. If Gomez was to be given a penalty, then that is championship over off the circuit. Let's hope that we don't have to do it in that way. But, you know, there's a lot that happens in these races. I just scroll past the penalty list and I'm like, okay, that happened. We didn't even see that. Let's hope that both title contenders are okay. If it does close up, then I guess a better spectacle for us, but never wishing anything bad on Key Nakamura Berta because he's just done such a great job. Monza racing is difficult, and the way he's done it has been absolutely brilliant. The way he's controlled things, the way he's driven today has been absolutely perfect. The Japanese driver. Remember, this is the man that Alpine sacked, by the way, from their academy. And this is his response this year. What a talented driver. Gabriel Gomez is there, handshaking with Reno Franco, who very nearly played a huge part in the championship fight. Had he moved up to second place, we would have been talking about a very different finish than we were. Key Nakamura Berta and Prema in conversation. Okay, I can assume then probably that there will definitely be some form of conversations. We didn't get to see Weldon versus Key Nakamura Berta. Would he have gone on the attack? But yeah, it is all to play for later on for the championship. By the way, if you want to look at our Frecker coverage this weekend, then Freddie Slater is on pole. Let's go down and hear from our winner and a man who got a step closer to the title.
Escape T1, yeah, pace was really strong, you know, leading and managing to hold that gap. Pretty much half of the race was really good. Yeah, it was so tricky out there. It was so cold this morning, so yeah, I think everyone was struggling with grip. And yeah, and I think we managed the safety car restarts really well. And yeah, it was a really good race. Now all we have to do is get one more point in the next race, but obviously we'll try to go get another good result. Yeah, this has made our life a little bit easy going into race 3.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Key Nakamura Berta, your race winner, speaking down in Parc Ferme. Okay, let's go and run you through the highlights of what we saw across the race. So, as the lights went out, it was immediately a push down towards the first turn. And Ari Bansel in third. It was a good start for Gabriel Gomez further back. Now, they're going to be together, so we're not going to be able to identify them properly at the race start. Of course, we're doing the highlights, we know what happened. So we can do them properly this time by. But we're going to Then see a spin come in, and round goes Ari Bansel. There we go, got it correct, everybody. Ari Bansel went round on the opening tour. Gabriel Gomez continued on and continued pushing on. I'm so happy that this championship is going the distance, though. We were looking at a very horrible sight. As well, in terms of not seeing any of our junior series this year on JB Motorsports 2 go down to the final round. Contact had been made. Ari Bansel went out, not the only one. Further contact. Lots of Amasport cars involved and plenty of incidents across this contest. I think a day to forget for the Dutch team celebrating their 50th year this year. And they had plenty of drivers who couldn't get to the finish. Popov, though, would try and salvage something for them. And then we had a big crash coming out of Ascari with cars scampering everywhere. Luckily, everyone was able to avoid them. And then we went racing once again. And it was going to be 3 wide on the exit as Rino Franco gained a position, as we had more contact further back this time. As we had Vinci taking themselves out longer Dupe, and it meant that it was a comfortable drive for Kei Nakamura to the checkered flag. No one able to overtake him, but not the championship clinching moment for him, as Gomez got himself to second by the flag. As we've mentioned, it is a tough ask. It is, you know, it basically needs to be Kei Nakamura not scoring points, really, and Gabriel Gomez winning. That is basically what it needs to be. There's no other way about it. If Gomez wants to win the championship, he has to win the race, and Kei Nakamura cannot score points. It's as simple as that. As well. Maybe he can get away with 1 point, but realistically, you know, it has to be the dreadful day. Realistically, it has to be drama for Kei Nakamura. What happened to Ari Bansel at that race start? What we thought happened to Gomez, basically, is what would need something similar would need to happen to Kei Nakamura, and then the championship needs to be, and then the championship would be on only if Gomez can win. So there's a lot of specific scenarios that need to go their way. But it's Monza, it is open wheel racing, it is the E4 championship. We have seen weirder and stranger things happen in the past. But for now, it is definitely advantage KMB, but I hope you can still join us for the title decider later on. P3 for Rino Franco. P2 for Gabriel Gomez, and the hopes of the title still alive by a mere point. And our race winner, the man who's got a step closer to the crown, just needs 1 more point. Kei Nakamura, our race winner. And Nakamura, I'm sure, will be putting together a great race later. He's always able to deliver in those scenarios. But yeah, sometimes things can be out of your control. He just has to try keep it clean, do his own race, and that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. Believe me, I'll make sure that I come with some extra eyes. I will have Wes with me as well. I'll make sure to come with some extra eyes later on, so we can identify the drivers correctly in case of any drama. I mean, it told me why I didn't decide to doubt myself. Why I doubted myself yesterday. Here is our national anthem.
Sfuma l'inno giapponese, il momento delle fotografie.
Congratulations to Kei Nakamura. That brings an end to race number 2 as well. Once again, apologies for that race start. As Alex Jakes mentioned, at the end of the in the Formula 2 feature race, in his final ever after race, I chose my own adventure there, everybody. Made it more dramatic at the start, but I'm happy to say that I'll be able to do more of that, but this time actually for a legitimate reason. We've got a title decider coming your way later on today. It is an outside chance. It is basically Italian F4 drama, E4 drama being needed. And I can definitely assure you that if there is one championship that can deliver a twist, it is this one. Key Nakamura Roberta versus Gabriel Gomez comes your way later on today. We hope to have your company. We've also got Freca coming up as well. But that is it for race number 2. We'll see you later for the title decider.